At dawn, the parade ground breathed mist, a thin veil drifting low over boots aligned in perfect rows. The bugle's first note cut through the quiet, and with it came the slow awakening of a base that held more than buildings and steel. It held lives braided together by oath and discipline. On that morning, no single flag flew alone. Colors from different branches hung side by side, rippling as if whispering to one another, reminding everyone present that while uniforms differed, the promise beneath them was the same. Ion stood with the army contingent, shoulders squared, rifle resting like a familiar weight against his chest. He had learned early that the army was patience and ground, mud and endurance. His father had marched before him, boots sinking into foreign soil long before Ion was born. The army taught him how to move forward inch by inch, how to dig in when the world pushed back, how to carry others when their strength failed. As the formation shifted, he caught sight of the navy blues across the field and felt a quiet respect. Different path, same burden. Across from him, Zara adjusted her cap, the insignia of the navy gleaming faintly. She had grown up near the coast, where the sea spoke in endless languages. The navy had taught her that the horizon was never a boundary, only an invitation. She knew the smell of salt in the dark, the way a ship's deck hummed beneath your feet, the discipline of standing watch when the world slept. She had learned to trust the crew beside her with a depth that only the ocean could teach. On land now, she felt slightly unmoored but proud. Above them, a shadow passed, and many eyes lifted instinctively. The Air Force transport roared overhead, banking gracefully, a reminder that the sky belonged to those trained to claim it. Farah sat inside that aircraft, strapped in, reviewing a checklist with the calm precision drilled into her over years. The Air Force had taught her speed and distance, the art of arriving before danger could fully form. She loved the view from above, the way borders blurred, the way mountains looked like folded cloth. Up there, responsibility felt heavier, because every decision traveled faster than regret. Near the hangars, the Marines assembled, their posture sharp, eyes forward, a presence that seemed to condense the air around them. Hamza stood among them, jaw set. The Marines had taught him intensity, how to be ready for the hardest moment first. They trained where others hesitated, forging a mindset that refused to break. For Hamza, the Corps was family, forged through shared hardship and relentless standards. He had learned that the title was earned daily, not worn lightly. The ceremony that day was not for show. It was a briefing disguised as pageantry, a reminder that a joint operation loomed ahead. Intelligence had painted a complex picture: rugged terrain inland, contested waters offshore, hostile airspace above. No single branch could do it alone. The plan demanded the Army's persistence, the Navy's reach, the Air Force's dominance, and the Marines' precision. It demanded trust. Weeks later, that trust would be tested under a moonless sky. The Navy moved first, ships gliding dark and silent, Zara on the bridge, eyes scanning instruments that glowed like constellations. The sea was calm, but tension hummed. Landing craft were prepared, radios checked, routes memorized. Zara felt the familiar tightening in her chest, not fear but focus. She thought of the Army units waiting inland, of the Air Force pilots circling beyond sight, of the Marines rehearsing their landings. The ocean had always been her domain, and tonight it was a corridor for others to pass through. From above, Farah guided the aircraft along a narrow lane of safety, electronic countermeasures whispering as they worked. She coordinated with fighters that swept ahead, clearing paths unseen by those below. The Air Force's role was often invisible, but its absence would be felt immediately. Farah remembered her instructor's words: "Control the sky, and you shape the battle before it begins." She watched the radar, breath steady, mind sharp. The Marines hit the shore with controlled fury. Hamza moved with his unit through darkness broken by brief flashes of light. Training took over, each step practiced, each signal understood. They secured the beachhead quickly, their presence a promise that others could follow. Hamza felt the familiar burn in his muscles, the clarity that came when purpose narrowed to the next objective. In his earpiece, voices from different branches overlapped, a chorus of coordination. When the Army advanced, Ion felt the ground answer his boots. The terrain was unforgiving, rock, dust, narrow passes, but this was where the Army lived. They moved methodically, establishing positions, protecting supply lines, turning chaos into structure. Ion helped a wounded comrade to cover, hands steady despite the noise. He remembered his father's stories of long marches and longer nights, and he understood now why endurance was sacred. The operation unfolded like a complex dance. Navy ships provided support from offshore, their presence a silent guardian. Air Force assets adjusted in real time, responding to threats before they fully emerged. Marines pushed forward where resistance stiffened, their resolve carving paths. The Army consolidated gains, holding ground so others could move freely. Communication crackled constantly, a web of voices and data binding them together. There were moments when plans frayed. A sudden change in weather complicated air support, forcing Farah to reroute, recalculating fuel and timing with relentless focus. A naval patrol encountered unexpected obstacles, and Zara made decisions that balanced caution with urgency, her crew trusting her without hesitation. On land, Hamza's unit faced resistance that demanded adaptability, while Ion coordinated reinforcements, drawing on training that emphasized flexibility as much as strength. Through it all, the differences between branches became strengths. The Navy's patience complemented the Air Force's speed. The Marines' aggressiveness paired with the Army's stability. Where one paused, another surged. Where one watched, another moved. They learned each other's rhythms in the crucible of necessity. By dawn, the mission's objectives were secured. Exhaustion settled in, heavy but satisfying. On the beach, as the sun edged over the horizon, Zara stepped onto land, boots crunching sand, and shared a nod with Hamza. No words were needed. Farah's aircraft descended later, engines quieting, and she exchanged brief smiles with Ion as equipment was offloaded. The Army established a perimeter, calm and deliberate, while Marines prepared for the next phase. The Navy maintained watch, the Air Force stayed vigilant above. In the days that followed, cooperation became routine. Shared meals replaced briefings, laughter slipped between debriefs. Stories were exchanged, of storms at sea, of flights through turbulence, of marches under crushing heat, of training that tested limits. They learned the small rituals of each branch, the jokes, the pride, the unspoken rules. Respect deepened, not because of rank or insignia, but because of shared experience. When the time came to stand down, the ceremony was quieter than the first. No mist this time, just clear air and tired smiles. Flags were lowered with care. Each branch returned to its path, carrying the memory of the others. Ion felt a new weight in his chest, not the burden of responsibility, but the warmth of belonging to something vast. Zara looked toward the sea, knowing she would return, but changed. Farah gazed at the sky, grateful for those who held the ground beneath it. Hamza adjusted his gear, already preparing for the next challenge, confidence grounded in unity. The branches of the military were distinct, shaped by their domains, land, sea, air, but their roots were intertwined. In moments of peace, they trained separately, honing their crafts. In moments of need, they converged, forming a single force stronger than its parts. And long after the echoes of engines and boots faded, that truth remained, carried forward by those who had stood together when it mattered most.